Hello everybody, we're back for another video and it is finally time for a sketchbook tour. I finally finished this particular sketchbook and I put all these Pokemon stickers that I've collected and I'm like, I never put them anywhere, so I decided to decorate the cover of the sketchbook with this. It's been a little bit over a year, so let's just get right into this tour. I'm going to a couple of these, the first two pieces aren't necessarily in the right order of when it was sketched, because I took them out so I could get them signed by the voice actors, but we have this one with Rengoku, which I really had fun doing this piece with the watercolor, and then this was acrylic paint pen for Rengoku. It was really cool meeting the voice actor for Rengoku. Had a nice little interaction, and he did really like this rendition of the character, and I obviously really love Demon Slayer. I got to meet a few of the other voice actors as well. And then here is another piece that I had the voice actors sign. I had to draw Gojo, and this is not technically the same sketchbook paper from this particular sketchbook. This is like a Canon XL, I think. This one is actually from the Hoo marker pad, and I did this piece with alcohol markers, and I used isopropyl alcohol, like dripped it so that to do this like interesting splotchy effect instead of using like watercolors. So it was fun doing this background, and the voice actor really liked this little guy. That was a really fun little guy to do of Gojo, and those are fun Gojos to do. And then this one is another piece that I was deciding between having the voice actor sign this one and a digital version of this particular piece. I did end up having the voice actor sign the digital version of this particular piece that I did, but it was fun doing it traditionally as well. Here was like the little concept sketch. I was trying to decide which of these that I wanted to do on a mini canvas, and I do have the mini canvas that I ended up deciding to do. And I have a little short with this one where I'm just revealing it. So yeah, I ended up choosing Luffy, and I think this turned out really cute. I still have like a couple more of these little mini canvases, but I haven't like used them yet, so we'll see who I end up choosing next. But yeah, we got Natsu, Luffy, Tanjiro, and then we have Gohan, which this Gohan looks pretty sick. Kind of wish I like continued on doing that one. And then this page is a blank page. I was going to do like Cardcaptor's Sakura and Kuro, but like I was drawing as Kuro, and yeah, I was looking pretty lame, so I like gave up on this page. Like, nope. And then we have Yugi. This is around the time that I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh anime, so I wanted to try to draw Yugi without like using any pencils or erasing. So I think I just did this one freehand with Sharpies, if I'm remembering correctly. So it was fun doing this Yugi piece. And then I had to do Kaiba, so we got Seto Kaiba. I did like sketch out Kaiba and like do the full rendering, unlike the Yugi piece that I did. This one, I layered down the alcohol markers and then used colored pencils because I wanted to try doing that. And then this in the background is acrylic paint. So yeah, this particular sketchbook is mixed media, so I can use all the different mediums that I would like. So yeah, this was a fun Kaiba to do. I definitely need to try drawing Kaiba again. And then we have this one of Bardock, which yeah, I did really like it when I finished it. There are definitely some things that I could improve upon, but I do really like the dimension that I got with the colored pencils, like the purples and the reds in the hair to add a little bit of a dimension. And I do like the pinky purpley muscle definition that's going on with the alcohol markers plus then the colored pencil. So yeah, it was fun to do, and then I also really liked doing this background. I got this like glitter acrylic paint for the background. And then we have the Dark Magician, which this one was done with just colored pencil. It'd been a while since I've just did colored pencil only, so it was fun working with colored pencil. And then the background is watercolor. And then I think the white is a white paint pen. And then this one, I was trying to do the trend where people were just using gel pens to color characters, so I decided to try drawing Zelda, and this was like around the time where the Zelda focused Switch game was coming out. So yeah, I wanted to draw Zelda in that outfit, but yeah, I kind of gave up on this because I was not liking it. Like, the gel pens were not working for me. Though, it doesn't look that bad on camera, but, like, it don't look that great in person. And I do think that I kind of cheated and didn't use the gel pens for the face. Like, that is definitely alcohol marker. And then this page, I got an invisible ink marker, though you can kind of see it right here, and I was trying to use that to draw with. That was kind of interesting. So let me see if I can find the thing that reveals it. Hold on. Okay, so I found it. Let's see if you can actually see it. So yeah, that's what it looks like under the light. Yeah, it was kind of hard drawing without seeing what you're drawing. So yeah, over here I have another character. Let me see if I can get it better. But I don't even remember who I was trying to draw there, but they definitely were not turning out. And then oh yeah, and then we have up here I was trying to draw, I think, Mustang, which, yeah, Roy Mustang from Full Metal, and yeah, not good. I don't think there was anything else on this page, but yeah, I've decided that that's not for me. No more invisible drawings. And then we have some more Yu-Gi-Oh characters. We got Taya, Tristan, Mai, and Joey. Joey's just super hilarious. Love that, cracks me up. And then we have this one. I was trying to draw Goten. Yeah, I think Goten, but this perspective with the hand not looking right, I gave up on this. What's going on here? I don't know. So yeah, I gave up on that one. So then I drew Goten again, and this Goten much better. And then I was like, instead of using the gel pens to like sketch or color in the character, I'm gonna use them as accents for like the powering up for Goten. So I like how this one turned out. And then we got Trunks, and then I really like Gotenks. So this is like an older Gotenks. I'm sad that we don't really get to see a lot of older Gotenks. I would love a show kind of focused on these guys. Alright, let's go to the next page. I am sad that I didn't finish this particular piece, because I was trying to draw Goku, but SS4 Goku. I need to try drawing SS4 Goku, because I have drawn SS4 Vegeta, but not really Goku, so I might have to try my hand at this again. I just wasn't liking how this was turning out. So another one that I like scraped and was like, let's move on. And yeah, so this is where the Rengoku paper was in my sketchbook. So it was like right here. It is nice that you can rip them out pretty well from this particular sketchbook. This was a request from my brother from like this like shark character that he really likes. I kind of gave up on it. And then we have another Goku. We have SS Blue Goku, which I really like doing the background with the alcohol markers on this one for like the power. So this one was fun to draw, like this one from Dragon Ball Super. And then this was probably around the time that the last season of like the Mystery of Erebos was releasing, so I wanted to draw, I think these are like they're the elves that are like in the sky and like have the cult where they don't see like any light. So yeah, I don't remember what her name is, but I didn't finish this page. I was gonna draw someone else, it looks like, but can't remember now who that is. But we'll just leave this one as just a sketchy page. And this one I did with some newer markers for me. Haven't used them in the past. They're like these. Let me see if I can grab them. There's these Staedtler pigment brush pens, and I wanted to try them out and how they differed from the alcohol markers that I use or the watercolor markers that I use. They're supposed to be more like light fast, so they'll last longer. I do have a whole video about me using the pens, but I actually think the blending turned out pretty good. I do wish there was a little bit more variety and that they weren't as expensive. If they weren't that expensive, I definitely would probably use them more, but I do really like how this piece turned out with Goku. I just really love his Yardrat outfit. I do feel like I kind of ruined the page by adding this, but this with the background, thumbs up. Like, I do like this one. And then here was another one where I was just trying to use Sharpie and no erasing. I was trying to draw Vegeta. Wasn't liking how this one's turning out, so also gave up on this one. And then SS3 Goku is not like my favorite form of Goku. I do prefer like SS4 over SS3, but I was like, I'll try drawing it. And not horrible. Not my favorite Goku that I've drawn, but I did like adding these little, the gel pen markers over here, and then the gel pen to his hair over here too, so I do like how the shading turned out. Just not my favorite Goku drawing. And then we have some more Dragon Ball characters. I was like on a Dragon Ball, I want to draw Dragon Ball characters, I guess, in this particular sketchbook, so expect more Dragon Ball characters. This one I used colored pencils and try to see if I actually use alcohol markers as a base. I might have used alcohol markers as a base, but I really like how the fire for the Super Saiyan God forms of the characters turned out. Probably out of this particular page, I like this Goku, and then maybe I don't know which Vegeta I like better, but I do like the fire in the background. That's like one of my favorite parts of this particular page. Let me know if you have a favorite one of these or a favorite Dragon Ball character drawing, I should say, in this particular sketchbook. And then we have Leorio from Hunter x Hunter, and I liked dressing Leorio up as like a vampire. Gave him like red eyes, and then the bats in the background, we're gonna say these are bats. It was fun doing this piece. I think it's colored pencil and then maybe some alcohol marker. So yeah, I was definitely having fun trying to use alcohol markers plus colored pencils in this particular sketchbook. I think this was around, I was doing that around October-ish. We got Linktober Day 2. I didn't do all 30 days, but I did pick a few days to do. And this is the little companion in that Zelda focused game. I can't remember what the name of it is offhand right now, but I really liked the neon color of this. These were also like cheap acrylic paint pens that I got that I just wanted to try out. They weren't like the best, but this really bright neon yellow, I was vibing with it, so it did really work for this companion. And then we got Shin from Dragon Ball. I did use the Staedtler pens again for this particular drawing. So I liked how it was blending, and I could use it for Shin's face because his face is the purpley color. And then I also used acrylic paint in the background, and I also had like this color shift paint that I was trying to use on paper. I do kind of like how the background turned out. It was fun doing this piece too. I gotta love Shin. And then I was watching Dragon Ball Daima around this time that I was doing this piece, and oh my gosh, baby Trunks and baby Goten, super adorable. I really love that little interaction. I kind of wish we got more of that in Daima, but I understand it was not about Goten and Trunks, but like, just give me some cute baby moments with Goten. I feel like that would be super hilarious. Them acting like babies. I mean, also, like, what did Chi-Chi do? Just saying. Probably she was watching the babies, but I just find that would probably be pretty cute. Anyways, back to this piece. So I did the background with watercolors, and then I have these stars with paint pens. Yeah, I gotta say Trunks. Probably on this page, Trunks is my favorite. And then we got some more Trunks here. Out of these three, that one's probably like my favorite. I could have done a little bit better with the proportions on this particular Trunks, but I did have fun shading it, and the background was fun to do. Yeah, some work needs to be done with my future Trunks. But yeah, it was fun doing this. And then I was watching Ranma 1/2, the reboot, and yes, Ryoga is definitely one of my favorite. Like, oh my gosh, especially when he is in his little pig form. Peachan! Oh my gosh, Peachan. Yeah, and it was fun doing the background. I got these glitter markers. Show it to you guys. From that Oohoo made, which I found at like Michael's. And I really do like these a lot. So from like this point forward, you will be seeing more of these glitter markers used in the sketchbook to add little accents. So yeah, I find them really nice to use to add that little bit of glittery goodness without like getting like mess, which is nice. And then it looks good for like text. So yeah, like this Ryoga page. I do also like this Shanks page. I used acrylic markers for Shanks' hair in addition to the alcohol markers, so Shanks is definitely one of my favorite characters on One Piece. If you cannot tell, I haven't drawn Shanks that much. Probably should remedy that. And then the background is also used with alcohol markers to give that watery feel. We have more Dragon Prince characters. We got Runan and I can't remember his name, but we're gonna just call him his partner. And then, yeah, this one not looking the best, so gave up on that, but did really like this pen sketchy. And then I put water-based markers on top of that. I do like how that turned out. And then this was just alcohol markers. And then I watched Arcane, which don't know why I slept on that show, but I did. And Jinx isn't like necessarily my favorite, but I did really like Powder. I know they're the same, but Powder's where it's at. Also like Fi, though in the second season, not as much. But it was really fun doing this particular page and like all this like graffiti kind of like Jinx would do. So I just had fun. This one was done with acrylic paint markers, and then this one was watercolor, and then this one I think was alcohol marker plus maybe this one was also watercolor. I don't know. I was like using a whole bunch of different mediums in this particular page. I was having a lot of fun with this. Probably out of the two sisters, I do like Vi a little bit more. If you've watched Arcane, let me know who's your favorite. But we'll just move on. I had to draw Sabo. So here's a whole page for Sabo, the Flame Emperor. Of course, more glitter marker here. Watercolor marker, alcohol marker, and then this one was paint marker. I was having fun trying to like do like 3 different versions of the same character using different mediums. That was like, I was having fun. And then I do like this Kobe page. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This page was fun to do. Kobe, need I say more? And then looks like I was going to do a Frankie page, but yeah, I just sketched out Frankie and then kind of moved on. So never finished this page. And then this was another one where I had the voice actor sign but I left it inside the sketchbook. So I used gel pen to do the Twilight part, and then the voice actor signed in like this Sharpie marker, I think, metallic. But yeah, I really liked that I did Lloyd Man, and then we got Lloyd over here. I would probably say that this one is my favorite out of these two Lloyds. And then this one are some characters from a show that I was watching, though I didn't actually finish it, so maybe I should come back and finish watching the show. First few episodes were pretty intriguing because these are like all magicians and their world is kind of like on the verge of a like world ending, but there's like this thing that only the magicians can handle, and they're born for this particular purpose, but they're not treated that well. It's like a whole thing. I don't remember a whole lot, but that was it. But yeah, we got these guys from the show. And then here's more Dragon Ball Daima. We have Glorio. I was like, oh, I was almost gonna be like Goku and call him the wrong name. Yeah, I was like, Glorio? He's like, yo, that's not my name. Yeah, so really like Glorio. I had fun drawing him. Like, these two are alcohol marker. And I had fun trying this like new watercolor technique where I used a piece of saran wrap and then drew on that with the water pens, and then like went like this with the paper. If you guys want a tutorial on that, I can certainly do that. This is the result of that, it was fun doing this one. And then here's another one where I had the voice actor sign. So I met the voice actor for Krillin. So he signed it here, and we got May Hughes and Bardock. And I really liked doing the background. I was having fun times with doing the splatter tie-dye effect on my backgrounds in this particular sketchbook, if you can't tell. And then I finally met, well, like I waited in line for the voice actor for these characters. So the voice actor, Christopher Sabat, I think that's how you say his last name, voices all three characters, and that line was like super long, but worth the wait to have him sign this piece of mine that I had fun doing of Zoro, Yami, and Vegeta. And he's like, yo, you made them all smiling. I'm like, yes, I did. Though they do smile in the show, Vegeta does like to smirk, and you know, Yami, he smiles too sometimes. I do like that he added the push past your limits here. That was really cool. So yeah, I did enjoy meeting the voice actor. And then I also watched Violet Bound Hanako-kun, so how to draw Hanako, and I really liked how they had like the episodes where he looks like a normal, however old they are. I don't know if they're like middle schooler age, but we're gonna go with that because I can't remember. But yeah, it's cute seeing the human version of Hanako just messing around. So these are the human forms, and then we got the ghost right here. Though I kind of regret not erasing the pencil that I was using as much, because you can kind of see it right there. But yeah, this one's got my favorite out of the page. And then this one was really fun to do. I saw a pose. It was this particular pose, and I thought it'd be fun to draw Bulma and Vegeta in that pose, and I think this turned out pretty good. With Bulma and Vegeta, it was super cute, and we gotta have hope. And then I think this is Gogeta over here, and then we got Trunks right here looking pretty cute. So I was doing like blue-haired theme on this page. And then Blue Exorcist, I finally watched like the latest season, so we like rewatched it from the beginning, and oh my gosh, I forgot how much I really enjoy Blue Exorcist, like Rin as a character, and like learning more about like his parents was interesting. I really liked that. And then I did start reading the manga because I kind of want to know what happens afterwards at the end. Oh, cliffhangery. But yeah, we got Rin in his demon form. And then this one, this is like Rin when he's dressed up as his friend with the pink hair. I just thought that was funny. And then we got Kuro, the little kitty, so cute. Yeah, this was all watercolor markers slash watercolors. And then I also had fun doing this one. Got this little Rin, I think is so cute, and then the little taking a bath Rin, and then more fully transformed into his demon Rin. Yeah, so these ones were also fun to draw. And then we got more Zoro. Since I was drawing Zoro a little bit too happy, we have these Zoro that I used the glitter marker for the little, we can only say these are like little moss balls. We got Zoro in his egghead outfits. All this is in watercolor as well. And then this is like when I started watching To Be Hero X, which another one from this time the spring season that I haven't finished yet. I'm just sad that the first few episodes are about nice Cecily Lee. Anyways, this guy, since those episodes, and I was like, yo, I was really growing attached to this character. But yeah, so I had to draw nice. I would probably have to say it's either one of these two is my favorite. I feel like this one I went a little bit too dark in the shading, a little bit too ham. And then we got this Vegito. This was fun to do. I don't know what the markers was that I was using, but then I had to layer stuff on top of it because I didn't like it, but it honestly turned out pretty good. I do like this page. This was fun to draw. And then this one was kind of sad. I was following a YouTube tutorial on how to like draw a lady from a different YouTuber, and let's just say that the pose drawing, not so great. Me turning it from that pose to boa kind of failed, so I feel like I need to redeem myself. This is probably like my least favorite page in the sketchbook. Oh, well, it's probably tied with that other Goten page. And then Tales of the Underworld with Asajj and Bounty Hunter, forgetting his name. Oh yeah, Cad Bane. Really enjoyed that short series. Kind of wish there was a little bit more. I thought I was going to enjoy the Cad Bane story a little bit more, but Cad Bane kind of sucks. But it was cool learning more about like how he became who he is. But yeah, the Asajj Ventress, I would say I like that story a little bit better. I had to draw Asajj Ventress, liked her outfit, had a lot of fun doing this page. This one I outlined Asajj in Sharpie, and then the background I used the Sharpies too, so yeah, this was fun. And then this one, I kind of do wish I finished this page too, but we just have Dante from Devil May Cry, and he was eating the food there, and this is the other Dante. Maybe I should come back and try drawing more Dante in the future. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Or if you have any other characters you want to suggest I draw, you can leave those in the comments section. And then I wanted to do this like more actually tie-dyed effect, and I decided I was going to choose Sanji as the character on top of the tie-dye. At this point, I had not drawn Egghead outfit Sanji, so I'm like, let's do that, because it's kind of summer vibes shirt going on. I do really like how the Sanjis turned out. I like both of them on this page. And then I do also like how the tie-dye shirt effect came out. This was actually fun. I used my watered base markers to do this. The background specifically. This one was water-based marker, I believe. At least the face was. And then I think this one was alcohol marker, if I'm remembering it correctly. And then this one I had a lot of fun doing. I found another pose reference online, and I was like, let's turn this into Goku and Vegeta. And is super cute. This is just, I find this hilarious. Proportions could have used a little work, but it was fun doing this piece. I really do like how the background turned out and the shading and this Vegeta smirk. Chef's kiss, in my opinion. And then I did watch How to Train Your Dragon live action in theaters, and I was pleasantly surprised. They did a good job with it. Definitely one of my more favorite live action remakes that I've seen, especially recently, so I think they did a good job. So I drew the live action actor, and then we got it next to the cartoon version of Hiccup. So yeah, I like how these turned out, and then we got Toothless, super cute expression, and I like the sunset background that I did with watercolor. And then we got more Trunks. Was trying to redeem myself by drawing Trunks. This one I used Sharpie to do. I kind of wanted to try the Sharpie thing again. So yeah, I outlined these two in Sharpie. I think I used water-based marker for this one, and then well, maybe I used water-based marker for both of these. I can't decide which of these Trunks that I like the best. I think probably this Trunks. And then I have watched K-pop Demon Hunters, so I had to draw Genu. Out of these Genus, I feel like I like the whole page, but we gotta go with the demon version of Genu. And then I had to do the Saja boys over here. Yeah, so it was fun doing this page. Loved it. And then since I've never drawn the characters for Dawn to Dawn, that anime name gives me trouble sometimes. But yeah, I had to do Okaroon and Momo, and then Turbo Granny. Yes. Super fun. And then I thought, well, you know what? Way to better end this sketchbook than to draw Yu-Gi-Oh characters, because that's kind of how the sketchbook started. I mean, minus the other page that was brainstormy. So finally drew Dark Magician Girl, which I actually really like how the Dark Magician Girl turned out. I was just leaving it kind of sketchy like, so I didn't erase the sketch lines. And we got Yugi and Yami, and then we have the Dark Paladin. So yeah, Dark Paladin was fun to draw too. I would say I really like the dual monsters on this page. And then I do also like my Yugi. I mean, I do like the entire page, but yeah, those would probably be my like 3 favorite on this page. And then we're done with the sketchbook tour. And this is like the page that I tore out of the sketchbook to do all my testing. Yeah, it got a lot of love. Probably should throw this away now. This was to help prevent like the bleed through with the alcohol markers onto the next page, because yeah, definitely would bleed through otherwise. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another one.